Hello everybody, my name is Mrs. King and I am creating this video to help students who are using Chromebooks to use Zoom as a virtual classroom. So first thing, all you need to do is go to your classes. If you've already used Zoom, that's great. If you haven't, no big deal, it's super easy to use. So click on the class you have. I'm going to click on my practice class because that's what I'm doing, I'm practicing. And when you get to your class, you're going to see an invitation from your teacher. Now, not all teachers are going to be using Zoom. Some teachers will be using Google Meet. Some might even be using GoGuardian. So regardless of what your teacher is using, just relax, go with the flow. You will see your instructions right here in Google Classroom, so no big deal. Now, it might sound a little confusing, a little stressful on your end that all your different teachers are using these different platforms. Just know that we are trying to use the best tools that we are comfortable with that are going to be best for your needs. So just be flexible. You're going to learn. We're going to walk you through the skills you need, and we can get through this together. Okay? If your teacher is using Zoom, this is what the invite probably will look like. Now, your teacher is allowed to change this text, so it might look slightly different. But in general, you're invited to your class at a specific time and date. Okay? You will have a direct link to that meeting, and you will know what that meeting ID is and its actual password. Okay? Now, I find that if you go directly to the link, it's a lot easier. If you use Zoom before and you want to type in all this information, then that's fine. But again, all you have to do as a student is click on this link. While you're clicking on this link, it's redirecting you to Zoom's website. Now, notice how it completely bypassed the sign in account thing because I've been using Zoom on this Chromebook quite a bit. So if this is your first time, it probably will have you log in and just use your student Gmail account and it'll process you to a couple more steps and then you're already in. Okay, so easy peasy. You might get this message. This message means that your teacher has not started the meeting or opened the room for you yet. And so just wait, okay? We will do our best to open it as efficiently as possible, depending on your teacher. So again, we appreciate your patience. When your teacher is ready, they will start the meeting. And I want you to recognize that I just hit start on my teacher computer, and it's going to take a little while for it to hit the student computer. So again, on Zoom, I've already started, and now it finally hit me as a student. So just be patient. We appreciate it. Okay. If you get the spinning wheel of death, I noticed that a couple times when I was creating this video. Just again, breathe. It can be very frustrating. I completely understand. And realize that as teachers, we understand that there may be technical difficulties, but do your best to sign on. Try to get on a little bit early. If you're having a lot of difficulties, please contact your school office and they will guide you from there. Okay. Now there's going to be videos. We are going to have you have your video on this year. So a couple things that I want to share with you, some tips. Notice how I'm looking down. If I'm looking down at the screen for hours in the day, I can tell you right now that my neck and my shoulders, they get mad at me. So I highly recommend that you put something underneath your computer to lift it up so that you can see your video and sort of be more in a more comfortable position. I happen to have one of these little shelves, and so I straight took it from my kitchen. I think they're relatively cheap at the store. And then right here. But again, I could use books, other boxes. You can get a straight box, and so just put it under here. Notice now I'm looking straight at you, and after a while, it's going to be a lot more comfortable. Other comfort is those blue light glasses that actually cut out the blue light from your computer. Another option to help things be a little bit more comfortable. Okay. Now, notice my background. If I see but there's a bunch of mess in my house, whatever. But what we want to do is we want to decrease distractions. So I have a ceiling fan up here. I'm actually right in view of my kitchen. So when people start waking up, you're going to see, people walking behind me. That can be very, very distracting. So please find a place in your house or wherever you're at to limit those distractions. Me personally, if I simply turn my whole body and move my computer just this way, then I have this wall behind me and way less distractions. So I highly recommend, please, find a spot wherever you're at to limit those distractions. But then now I'm looking into the room. So you want to not only limit the distractions behind you for your fellow students, but you also want to limit the distractions in front of you as much as possible. And I know this can be very challenging depending on what you have in your household. Okay. Also try to find a quiet place. If you have access to headphones, uh, great, use them. If you have access to the headphones with the microphone on it, even better. Okay. If you don't have any of those resources and your house is very noisy for whatever reason, don't worry, your microphone will be muted until your teacher wants you to participate. If it's just crazy loud for whatever reason, please just communicate that with your teacher, and we will work with you. But you need to let us know if there's special circumstances going on. There's also an option to click on the closed captioning, and so you can actually read what's going on if it's too noisy. So make sure you're going to get this video preview. Notice on my thing, I have the always show me the preview. I like to make sure I am looking good. And so you need to actually have appropriate attire. Make sure you're dressed for school, and maybe you want to take a shower. There's an idea. So yeah, be ready to show your face because we are going to expect that from all of our students. When you're ready, hit join with video. Now, when you join with video, you are going to be sent to a waiting room. Now, in my teacher computer, I can see your name and I will actually admit you here. Okay, so now I let you in. Bing bong, you're here. I want to show you a couple things. This big screen here, that's your teacher. So your teacher, hi teacher, is going to be the large screen. You are the little screen on top. And you can change your views. I highly recommend that you keep it. This is gallery view where you can actually see everybody who is going to be in the classroom. That can be quite distracting. So I do recommend speaker view. When your teacher, if and when your teacher shares their screen with you, let's say they decide to use the whiteboard feature here on Zoom, and they are doing this, and so fancy stuff here, it'll decrease the images up here. Okay, and so your teacher will give you time to play around with this, and as your teacher becomes more comfortable, they will show you more features that Zoom has. But Zoom is pretty cool, pretty easy to use. If as we get more comfortable on here, I do notice that with the Chromebook, if you can tell, my camera view here is much cleaner than the teacher camera. So, but when you let the Chromebook catch up a little bit, the picture does clear up. Okay, so quick recap. That one's fuzzy. It's okay. So, quick recap. Let's go ahead and make sure that you understand. Breathe Take your time. Try to find a good spot wherever you're at that's going to have the least amount of distractions. Try to position your computer in a comfortable place and just communicate with your teacher. If you have any circumstances, please, 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 please um, let us know what's going on so that we can work with you. I know some of you might be, you don't want to mention the crying baby or whatever it is. Please let us know so that we can make sure that you are successful this year. Okay?